Hi everybody, it's Sandy, the Sunroom Stitcher, coming to you from the beautiful folds of the Lilac Thicket. I wish you could be here with me. It is so gorgeous this morning. It is April 9th, it's Sunday, and it is 11:57, almost noon. Hubby goes to work at 2 o'clock today. I can't tell you how gorgeous it is here today. Oh my gosh. It's supposed to be like 75, 71, something like that. The humidity is pretty high, but it feels really good. And Noah's here behind me. Allie's in the doorway. Hubby's in his happy room watching a Elvis Presley movie. And my lilacs are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the monarch butterflies have been coming to visit. I've been trying to get a picture, but it's so windy today. I've got daffodils coming up. My irises are coming up. My lilies of the valley are flowering. My peonies are coming up. Larry, who's our neighbor behind us, his yard is got like, I'm not sure if it's clover or what it is, but it's beautiful little purple flowers, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. But I've got some of the lighter colored purple lilacs, and my neighbor Miss Donna and her dog Russell have a really deep purple lilac bush. But by far this lilac bush over here, and I don't know if I can tilt this and you can see it. Yeah, there it is. It is just loaded with the most fragrant lilacs that you can imagine. Every now and then I'll get a little whiff of them, but I know that heaven must smell like lilacs. Oh my gosh. I can't describe it to you. It's just so beautiful. And of course this is the beginning of our Holy Week if you're a Christian, and I wish all of you a blessed Easter coming up. And Easter is such a wonderful time of the year, renewal and hope, and just an affirmation that there is life after death. You look at nature in winter, it's like everything dies in the winter, all the plants, and spring comes and they just come back to life. It's a wonderful time of the year. I had gone to the thrift shop. Yes. Oh, before we get started and all of that, I have 3 new subscribers, and I would like to welcome them to my sunroom. And they are Melinda Forbes. Hello, Melinda. Robin Walters. Hello, Robin. I had a very good friend when I lived in Corpus Christi, and her name was Robin. She had the most beautiful red hair. And then Leona Horn. When I first saw that, Leona, I thought it said Lena. Anyways, so welcome to my sunroom, and I thank you very much for subscribing. This past week's been a pretty good week. Of course, the sun has started shining, and that just lifts everybody's spirits. Warren and I have had a really good week. We really have. We went and we got the dogs clipped or groomed, bathed, their nails done. They look so great. And doesn't take long, though, for Noah to goober up his face. I swear that dog. Goodness sakes. So anyways, Leslie is Crip Chicks and on YouTube, and she is in Edinburgh, Scotland, and her and I have become really pretty good friends. We're almost sisters. We have so much in common, and we Skype on Thursdays. So I was talking with her on Thursday, and I was telling her that I was sitting in my happy room, and I was absolutely thoroughly disgusted with myself because it's just a sin how much stash I have. And so it's just ridiculous. And so I'm going to change that. And there's not going to be as much stash, but what I am going to do is if I can get a really good bargain, I will purchase something that I really want. I've got a wish list in my little handy notebook, and what to me is amazing, I was telling Leslie this, was that I've had wish lists in the past, and then when I've gone back and revisited them, I'm going, why did I like that? Why was that on my wish list? So I think that will help a lot. I'll just keep an ongoing thing of things that catch my eye, and if it comes, like I said, really good deal. And this is an example, and this will be a revelation to Leslie, so you can flog me on Thursday, okay? A lot of Just Nan's sparrows. I put grease cakes out, and I sprinkled sunflower seeds, and there's regular seed out there. The birds have been coming and bathing, and I put out I got a new sunflower hummingbird feeder, and they should be coming back soon. But anyway, I got off on the birds. And for those of you who are new to watching me, if I'm sitting out here in the sunroom, I will get distracted by birds. Titmice, tufted titmice, they are so cute. And then, or new birds, like I have a cowbird that comes with the grackles. And so, I love watching them. I really do. This is our second spring in the house. So, anyways, okay, so Nan is retiring a bunch of her designs, the older designs. And Just Nan is my very, very favorite designer. And I have checklist of, I've got all of her designs. Some of her designs don't appear on her website. So I printed it off, and then I adhered it in here. The ones that I have that weren't on the list, I wrote them down. So I have a ton of them. But there were a couple of older designs, and for some reason I looked on Etsy, and I found this gal who had two of the older designs that I would like, but they were on sale for $3.23 a piece with $1.90 shipping. That was $3.23. That was just an excellent buy for those. And so I went ahead and I purchased those. But that's the kind of thing that I mean. I'm going to be much more, what is the word? Instead of being impulsive, I'm going to be much more strategic, I guess is the word for it. But I've got so much, and like Leslie says, it's like I've got a museum. and it's true, because there's a lot of things that I have that I know that I'll never stitch, and I wonder why I even bought them. But at the moment, impulsively, I liked it. And so, boom, there they are in the basement or in my happy room. So that is my promise to you, and I want you guys to hold me to it. And now there was some stuff that I ordered before I made this promise, or made this promise to myself, and those things have been coming in the mail. So not a lot, but some things. Now I am on the automatic shipment for the Little House Needleworks Early Americans, and the hands-on design for the 12 Days of Christmas. So those won't be included in the ban. I'm not going to stop those, because I do want them. So that, please hold me to that. And I'd like to know if any of you have any other ideas about how I can more strategically get stash, you know, any ideas. I know there's eBay, but I don't go to eBay anymore. I used to years ago. You used to be able to find really good bargains, and I guess you still can, but I don't want to spend my time looking for things to stitch when I have all this stuff here that needs to be stitched. So help me, keep me accountable. And so anyways, it make me a lot happier. It will make. I think the thing is, and I told Leslie this, is that I think because growing up very poor, as many of us did, that now that I have the money, I think I'm going to have whatever I want. And so I think that this impulsive buying of cross stitch, it can be destructive, yes. And if you don't have the money and you're still buying. And I don't put stuff like that on. If I put it on my credit card, I pay my credit card off every month. And so I don't let that. I've been in credit card trouble before, and I don't want to do that again, not with the house. I mean, the most important thing to me is my family, my home. Of course, God. God's always first. But my family, my husband, my home, and I don't want to jeopardize any of that. So these are the musings of Sandy. And I wanted to talk about bestdealsmagazine.com. And I don't know if any of you purchase your magazines and stuff. They don't have a lot of cross-stitch stuff. I looked this morning, and they only had 3 magazines: Cross Stitch Gold, The World of Cross Stitch, and Just Cross Stitch. Now, last year, at the end of last year, they had a 1-year subscription for like $19. And Best Deals, if you sign up with them, they'll send you 18% off cute codes and stuff to use. So at that time, it was $19, and I had an 18% off code, and I purchased 2 years of the cross stitch design. Looking out there today, the cross stitch, the just cross stitch was $22.95, and the which is 3 cents less than what it is on this subscription card. But the prices change. Like, you go there next month and it'll be a different price, a lower price. So, oh, wait. This card says $27.98 and for 1 year, and the price at Just Crossed It, or at Best Deals, is $22.95. So if there's a coupon code, you could get percentage off. I have subscribed and I paid no more than $3.50 for 1 year. For Weight Watchers magazine, for Rachel Ray's magazine, for Taste of Home magazine, my yoga magazine. Those worth about $3.50 a year for a year's subscription. And then this morning I saw that they had the Martha Stewart magazine, 10 issues for $4.69. That's less than 50 cents an issue. So I went ahead and I purchased Martha Stewart because I like her magazine also. So, I mean, for less than $25, I've got 5 magazines. And that's a really good price. And I try to take advantage of the percentage off. They have more of those around the holiday times. So I will put the link down in the comments, but go and check them out if you're a magazine person. I like the hard copies of the magazines. I save my cooking magazines, and so yeah, or I give them away, share them with my mom, take them up to the library, something like that. So, excuse me. The next thing, oh, the new Just Cross Stitch magazine I placed it somewhere and I can't find it. There were some really nice designs in it. I was going to go through those, but maybe next week. I wanted to revisit Hardanger that I talked about last week, and I actually did go down in the basement. First of all, I found a lot of works in progress and finishes, and I'm going to share some of those with you. And this is a Hardanger piece that I started. It's a peach doily, and the point that I got was I started doing the buttonhole stitch around the edges, so that because that's where we'll cut it. But one of these days I might get this done. Actually, my works in progress, I actually do want to work on those. I was telling you that years ago, when you did Hardanger, that you only had a picture. You didn't have the charts. These were like the close-ups of, you could see what needed to be done and you could do it. There wasn't a chart. And this is a really old magazine, but, and also this is an old Nordic needle, but you can see here, this is a picture, and you would go by the picture to stitch your piece. There are 2 very good books that the Nordic Needle puts out. Beginners, a beginning Hardanger, and a more advanced Hardanger. But if you were to purchase something like this in the beginning of the book, it has really good directions and diagrams to show you how to stitch it. So I would suggest that you go and look at that if you're interested. Now this is a sugar and creamer doily, and I just thought that was such a cool, novel thing. But I guess back in older times, that was something that they used on their tables. I thought that was sort of cool. This is Traditional Hardanger by Priscilla Publishing, and I believe the date on this is $1924. So this is a reprint of it, but got pictures like we were talking about, just pictures. But gorgeous, gorgeous work, and pretty doilies. I just think they look like lace on the edges there. And this is one of my very favorite books, the Creative Hardanger, and I just think that that's a beautiful piece. You could make a Hardanger band to put on your towels. I've seen Hardanger curtains and tablecloths. And look at this beautiful tray. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, I love. And the cover piece. Let's have a picture of the cover piece there. Bookmarks, and I've actually got a bookmark, and this is the actually this almost looks like hucking. This doesn't look like Hardanger fabric. It looks like hucking because there's a raised thread for like darning stitches and stuff. But generally your cluster blocks are made from the 8, and then there's the 12, which, and this is pearl cotton, DMC makes it. The 12, which is the, let's see here, the 12 is a lot thinner. And there's also a 5 and a 3. So as the numbers go down, the thickness goes up. But anyway, just wanted to share that little bit with you about Hardanger because I do love it. And it's very, it can be intimidating, but it's not difficult. And also the last YouTube video that I did, I was talking about the new needle punch, primitive needle punch, and primitive needle, primitive stitching magazine. And I printed off some of the pieces that I would like to stitch. And this one is May Sorrow Neglect You. Neglect Ye. I like that. Pumpkin patch. Thought that was cute. Autumn Pin Keeper. I really like that. I like the golds in it. Too cute. Acorns, keys, leaves. This is the Summer Roses Pin Keep. That'd be a quick stitch, except for me. This is really very pretty. I like this. This is called Merciful. And this is called Midnight Jack. Neat. Through the Woods. This one's by Barbara Ann. They're all smaller pieces, really. This one's Liberty Parade. I like this. With the blackbirds holding the American flag. Very cool. And Bunnies and Daffodils. And this is from the Snowflower Diaries. Isn't that cute? Darling. I love the crown in the center. Anyways, as I said, you can get a digital subscription for $22 and get access to their back issues. And really and truly, I think it's an exceptional value. And I will put a link to that down in the description box for you. And let's see. Couple of things. Let me show you this. This is Pumpkins 3. I had to pull some stuff out, but that's the progress on Pumpkin 3. I was doing these little, I call them fly stitches, but they're actually called pin stitches, and I was doing them wrong. And if I can show you the back here, you'll see these little pin stitches. This is the back. If you have like these stitches off, random stitches off where you don't want to carry your thread. I don't like to carry my thread because to me you can see them. I know they're there and I can see them. Sometimes they obviously can be seen. Now this technique I was unaware of until I watched a Carolyn Mazzeo video, and she explained it. And what it is I'll put a link to that YouTube video down there, but actually you want to anchor your piece, and you come up in the center of your square here and go down in the middle hole, and then you come up in this and then you go back down in here, and that locks your thread, and then you can make your X. And I know that that's sort of confusing, but watch the video and it makes a lot of sense. It's an excellent video. The second thing that I wanted to point out to you, and I'm going to put these diagrams out on my blog. Took pictures and I'm going to upload them. This one is from Courtney ECR, and it's the 10th stitch over 1, and how you can do it, and it will use two strands of floss over one thread, and you do it in this order, and it will prevent your threads from sliding underneath the linen warp. So you come up at 1, go down at 2, then you come up at 3 and go down at 4. You come up at 5, you go down at 6, you come up at 7, and you go down at 8. And it will look nicer than doing like crosses over one strand of floss over one thread of your linen. So I will also link that video down below. So thank you to Courtney and to Carolyn for your sharing your little techniques. I appreciate that. I'm always looking for ways to make my stitching look better. Something else I failed to talk about, because I've talked a lot about Leslie, what Leslie and I talked about, but she told me about a book that really... Yep. We have an Amber Alert here. In Blue Springs. Wow. I'm just thinking of my great niece, that's all. She was telling me a book that she read that when she was reading it, it really stirred her, or it really moved her and made her think about collecting, like I've been collecting my cross stitch, and it's called God on a Harley, and I've ordered that. I haven't received it yet, so I will read that and I will let you know more about it as I'm reading it. Thank you, Leslie, my beautiful Scottish lass. And I did go to Hobby Lobby and I picked up some of these buttons that you cover, and I want to try and make some needle minders. And I found these buttons. They were on sale for $1, and I just thought they were really different and unique, and put those in my button drawer. Went to the thrift shop and I found this very unusual, I think it's supposed to be like a creamer because it's got this point down here, but it was a quarter and it's got Esther 83 on it. And Esther was, I don't know, this isn't my Mrs. Pridgeon, my first grade school teacher, but yeah, she made that. And I think I would like to get a piece of fabric that looks like corn kernels, put it in there. I just absolutely adore that. For 25 cents, I like odd things like that. And the last thing I'm going to do here is show you some of my finishes that I found. Well, this isn't a finish, but it will be. I've got to match this. The only thing that's left is, and I don't know why I stopped when I did, was putting the leaves on this weeping willow up here. Good friends like willows bend. I love weeping willows. I have a weeping willow, and I think this was like a Cedar Creek or cedar stitching or something. I don't know if I still have the pattern, but the only thing left is that. So I'm going to finish that up. Maybe I'll have it done by the time we next talk. And then this was a free cross-eyed cricket. Little froggy. I was going to make a fridge magnet for someone. It's cute. And you could put a fly or a button up there. Need to finish, just do that. This is what I was going to be a bicornu. And as you can see, that's the only thing left to do is stitch around here and then put it together. And maybe I should do, and this is a really pretty pink. It's showing up purple, but it's actually a beautiful pink. And we know Sandy loves pink. This I stitched years ago. Years. This has got to be 25 years ago. Because I don't stitch on Ada anymore. But pretty little heart. This I stitched for my sister, and then when I washed it, it bled. And you really can't see where it bled. But it's the Needle Necessities thread, and then this is the sparkle color and the same color as this. Anyway. Now you can see on the back how some of the stuff bled. Anyway. This little stitching cherub got a stain on there. This was a blue ribbons freebie that I did. It's over one. You can see it's 2005, and my initials, SJG, actually my initials from my first marriage. So this was a Lizzie Kate spring boxer, and I have the stuff to make it a stand-up. I just need to do that. I would either lose the stuff to make the stand-up or lose the design. So over the past number of years, we've been playing hide and go seek. This is a shepherd's bush, and it was a freebie, sheep in the meadow, and something very unique and different that I did on this, because my girlfriend, a friend I worked with at the hospital, she was from the Philippines, and something they did with their buttons that had 4 holes in them, they would make designs, flowers. Those are French knots and a little green stem stitch. But yeah, I've got the fabric for the bell pull. This is Let It Snow. This is a Barbara Anna free design. This is, say it with me, Lizzie Kate. A hug will do. This is a French designer. And this is finished. So I'm going to take pictures of all those and put them on my blog. Trying to It's impossible. There's stuff that I know that I stitched that I don't know where it's at. I know some of it I gave away to friends. My family, I know what they have that I've stitched, so. Anyways, well, this is a pretty long video, and I didn't mean it to be, but I'm going to spend the rest of the day stitching. I have some leftover chili, so I'm going to have chili a little bit later. And what else? I guess I'll just say goodbye for this week, that I send you all my love and my good stitching wishes to you, and happy Easter, everyone. God bless, and